Hello and welcome to Sacred State Oracle. I'm doing weekly pick a card general readings to receive intuitive messages for you. Feel free to pause the video to tune in and see which card calls to you. It's a general reading, so take what resonates. And remember, no card reading should dictate your life. Always trust your own intuition and use common sense. If you find these readings helpful, feel free to like the video, subscribe, and click the bell so you'll know when a new one is up. Your support means a lot and helps the space grow. With that being said, I'm so glad you're here. Let's dive in. Hello, deck number one. Welcome to this week. Pick a card, general reading. I hope everyone's doing great. I am so excited to dive in and see what kind of messages we're going to receive for the week ahead. There's no specific questions this week. I just want to kind of see what comes through. If you're ready, let's do this. Okay, deck number one. This is your first card. Card 55. It says ease on it. And when I look at this card, what I feel is that, what I'm receiving for you, deck number one, is that are you trying to control the situation too much, trying to be involved in something to the point where you're taking it energetically and making it harder than it needs to be. It's like playing with the thread of events, and instead of letting it fall the way it would just fall naturally, they start playing with it, trying to pull in different threads to control, and because we want a specific outcome, and then it makes it more complicated and things get tangled instead of just letting it play out the way it would play out, and then it would be so much easier to go through. It's just almost like not allowing the ease of things because you don't trust that things could unfold for the better. You're just maybe afraid of how it might play out, and you're afraid of a certain outcome, and so you want to be involved a lot in the situation, where I feel like the spirit guide's saying, hey, it could be so much easier. You don't have to make lots of splashes in this. You don't have to make so much commotion in it. And if you would just let it be and let it play out, it would have been much, much easier for you. So deck number one, for the week ahead, maybe whatever you are experiencing or going through that situation, try to just surrender to it and see what happens. See if it would be much easier that way, so you don't find yourself in the end of the week trying to untangle things that that you brought upon yourself in a way. All right, let's see what else your spirit guides want you to know. What kind of other messages you need to hear. I'm going to use the same deck. All right. I'm going to take this card because it's the one that showed up with the face up. All right. This one says deprivation. All right. This card, number 34, is calling you to return to send the energy back to yourself, in the sense that it's time to address your own energetic deprivation. I feel that it's time for you to turn inward, spend more time by yourself so that you can be alone, but recharging, not pulling into different directions and ignoring your own burnout, is what I want to say, deck number one. I feel that that would be very beneficial for you if you be able to find and carve that time for yourself and be able to sit with yourself and see what exactly you need this week. Take more time to just relax, recharge, or even look through of the things that, you know, take in your time and commitment. And perhaps some of it is not what you really need right now. Maybe there is things that you could say no to so you can address more and spend that energy for yourself and not giving it away because some place somewhere you're not receiving as much as you're giving, and that leads to that deprivation, the burnout, the tiredness. Another message I'm getting right now specifically about trusting and giving away to people that you don't know that much, and there has to be some level of discernment so you don't share your energy with people that maybe not having the best intention of using it. Not specifically they're just using you on purpose, although it could be, but that they try to get more out of you than you giving, that they're ready to give back. Um, just something to consider as well, to see maybe who what person or people in your environment that might be more of like energetic vampires. They want your energy, input, and time, and there's nothing that comes back from it. And I'm not saying that it's like every time you share your gifts or whatever, you have to expect something in return. But there are definitely different situations where you can help someone just out of, kindness and feeling that's what it needed in the moment, and then allowing others to step in and kind of pull things out of you and demand things out of you that you're not ready to give. All right, so what else? Like number one, you need to know for the week ahead. And I actually want to pull a card from a different deck for you. What else do you need to know? Or if I can get a clarifying cards or advice on how deck number one can have a better week without complicating things. Um, oh, that's a cute one. You got a little bunny. I thought for a second it was a squirrel. That's a bunny. It says rabbit spirit. And it says that now is the lucky time. I feel like with this card, if you're able to um, release the control of things and stop trying to overcomplicate things and let cards to play out the way they're going to play out, um, what's coming into that energy is more of the lucky energy, and the lucky time is your alignment with things that you want. So I feel like deck number one, if you could focus more on your inner self and take the time off to address your own desires and needs and see what things that you really want to attract into your life. Trust that it's going to unfold the way you desire it without you going into and trying to control every single aspect of it. And that's how you get into alignment and helping things come. For some of you, I also feel it'd be a good time to spend with your children. If you have children this week, I just feel like it would be beneficial to nurture that relationship, and also for yourself to be in the energy of more of easygoing, spontaneous, where children are more likely to focus on what's happening right in front of them than overthinking about future and their past, right? So I feel like for you, deck number one, it would be great to do that and be more in the just in the now and playful and joyful moments that way. All right, I feel like that completes our reading for today. Thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you have an amazing week ahead. Take care. Hello, deck number 2. Welcome to this week Pick a Card general reading. I am so excited you're here, and I'm excited to dive into this week reading. I do not have a specific question this week, so I just want to see what messages are going to come through for you. And if you're ready, let's dive in. Deck number 2, your card is Bounty. Number 51. She's on this card is just pretty happy with herself. I feel like she is, rightfully so, is celebrating for the abundance and the outcomes that are right now present, because she put some time and care into growing it, and now it's there for her to harvest. So the card is really good card to celebrate this week, your achievements, your success, your for some of you, I feel like it's going to be a little bit more unexpected, but for most of you, it's still known, because you knew what you were working on, you knew what you were putting your energy in, and just as you take care of plants that are growing from seeds or small tiny baby plants, and to nurture it, that the same way you're putting that focus and nurture into your goals, and it's giving results. So super exciting that this week you'll be able to see the results of your efforts, and just always feels nice when it happens, because a lot of times we are so we work on something hard, and then we don't see the results, and then we want to give up, because we truly don't know when it's going to be that moment when things just play out. Sometimes things align so easily, and sometimes there's quite a work involved. Not even like hard work, but the trust that this is, gonna bring the result that you're hoping for. But based on this card, it feels like there are gonna be reasons this week for you to celebrate. Yay, deck number 1. What else? What else Spirit wants to share? Deck number 1. I'm sorry, not 1. Deck number 2. This is a reading for deck number 2. Oh, dropping the card. Yeah, see, this is the card that came out, and it says challenging times, but I feel that's what you had to go through. I'm sorry for that reflection in the card. Yeah, this is what you had to go through. It wasn't easy to stand there and protect your efforts and be firm and be dedicated to your goals, and then but you didn't give up. You were there standing, tending to whatever it might be you were working on. So I feel that that's past, that's something that you experienced, and now it's time for you to as I said, harvest those results and enjoy it. But it's because you didn't give up on your projects, on your plans, and your goals, which is really, really cool. Yeah, and I also feel there was this protection of your own energy and things you didn't even share with others, because you knew those other people might affect it in a way that wouldn't be serving you. And now I feel like you're glad you didn't share it with anybody when it was in the growth time when you were working on it, but you can always share the results if you want to. It's also personal to share your achievements or not, because some people will celebrate it and some people might get jealous of it. And when they get jealous of things, people sometimes unintentionally send not so good energy your way. So yeah, that just came through for you, deck number 2. Let's see what else, what other messages I have for you this for the week ahead. What deck should I use? Okay, let's use this deck. Huh? Do you see? Abundance. That's perfect. That's the perfect card to end this reading. Bouncy in abundance. I mean, can it get any better than this, right? Um, well, you are definitely aligning with receiving more abundance in whatever area you were putting the work in. It could be obviously monetary bounty that you're collecting because you were working hard on something and putting that energy into. There could be success of moving forward in other endeavors. Maybe there's a project, maybe there's a relationship, maybe there is like opportunity to network. Either whatever it is that you put your energy in, there's plenty of abundance coming in. You see like that flower just open and everything's just flowing. I feel like out of it, but at the same time in bringing those whatever that is for you in, and not getting anything really specific. It's just that energy of, you, deck number 2, put work into something. You stood strong through your challenging times. You were able to not give up on it, and now you're receiving the fruits of your labors, the things you didn't give up on. It's now you're getting the results in plenty. And because of the cards are so positive, I feel like it's going to be big and really measurable, not like some little tiny win, but um, great kind of. I just feel it's a bigger than something small, and that's not a very good description. Bigger than something small, but it's more, I guess, measurable, more noticeable. It's something that makes a difference. It's cool when we get like a surprise. Say the example would be surprised amount of money, but it could be on a smaller scale versus when you get something that you can actually use and you feel the difference between it. Like that amount makes a difference. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Yeah, I am super excited for you, deck number 2. Sounds like an amazing week ahead of you, but you deserve it. You deserve it because you were working on it and you didn't give up. And now it's time to receive it and time to celebrate. A lot of joy. Thanks for tuning in this week, deck number 2. I wish you the most wonderful week ahead with abundance and joy and all the beautiful things that are coming your way. Talk soon. Hello, deck number 3. Welcome to this week Pick a Card general reading. I do not have a question today that, typically I use and choose specific question. But this week is just kind of let's go with the flow and see what's going to happen for the week. So welcome, deck number 3. You chose this card, so let's just dive in and see what happens. Your card says ending on it, and it's like a little fairy running towards the moon. She's just really like running away towards that light. I feel the energy of going not just the, how to say it, not just that something is ending, but you, deck number 3, wanting to hide for a while after that. Um, like there is a need to change your environment, hide maybe, move away from whatever it is that is ending for you. And I feel like it is challenging to go through this. And that's why there is such a desire to not just end things, but like run away from it. Um, and for some of you, perhaps to help you with that transition is actually be nice this weekend. Um, or this week, sometimes this week is spend time in nature. Nature is such a healing force. And if you are struggling with something, or you just ended something, or something ended in your life that is absolutely difficult to transition from, spending time by the body of water, around trees, creeks, and things like that could be really beneficial, helping you balancing and releasing. Just walking, in the creeks or on the beach is just having your like feet in the water is really helpful for me when I'm going through releasing, like hard releases or grieving. That water, in the moving body of water, especially if it's like a small creeks or river, because they're moving, and just putting my feet in there feel really, really helpful. For others, is just what I'm getting, is I'm not sure about the age of people who tune into this, but it's almost like this part of the childhood ended for you, and something that was innocent and something that was, you know, um, connected to your childhood is what I'm receiving, and it's ended, it's gone, and you cannot ever go back. You cannot ever go back to the purity of that. Well, at least that's how I feel like you might be feeling, to the purity um, of the vision of the world. You know how growing up you learn one fact or another fact or another fact, and then there, those facts that you're learning, let's say they are, scary. Some people did some awful things, or there is another. I guess I want to say that, like, sometimes when we learn some information, that information doesn't disappear, and it just stays with us, and it starts painting our world into darker colors. And that's something that is just stays there. It's hard to, to unlearn things, right? To unhear things, to unsee things. And we are subjected to a lot of that really low information that really dampen the spirits. And so I feel like for some of you, that what is this card is talking about, the loss of the innocence of that child part of you. Um, it's like you feel like you could never get it back. Well, that I didn't expect that from this card. Um, all right, switching energies a little bit. Let's pull a second card and see what else Spirit wants to tell you or share with us. And with the deck number 3. Okay, I'm gonna pull from this deck. From this deck. Okay. Spirit. I didn't even say it out loud. What I was thinking, what else do you need to know? You got a brown bear spirit, which is pretty cool. I just did a shamanic journey yesterday, and brown bear was one of the animals that met me in the lower world during the shamanic journey, and he's been there. He's been there a few times, since he's been in my dreams too, a few times as well. It's interesting. He's showing up but he's saying take time out. Okay, so and I see like his paw on that heart area too. Like I feel like there are a lot of anguish happening. I just noticed that the green too in the both of the cards. So to me, green is energy of a heart and a healing energy. But right now, I think your heart is affected a lot by what is happening, and the spirit bear um, advises to take the time out. Maybe to go camping for a few days if you can. Um, Spend time in the nature, but take that time away. Maybe from the phone. Maybe don't plug into online. Can you do that? Can you go somewhere, someplace, and so you're not able to, or you choose not to log in, um, and just do social media detox, where you not looking, not reading the news, not reading the stories, not getting drowned by the voices and images of negative expressions, and so that you can find the healing or peace or um, pause and regulate your nervous system, and not getting overwhelmed by anxieties, or also for some of you being able to be out there in the nature and process the pain, and have the freedom to cry if you need to cry, journal if you want to journal, um, and just release it and have nature help you with that. Okay, what else? Deck number 3 needs to know. I'm going to use the same deck. The spirit animal deck. Okay, what else? What else, spirit? For deck number 3. What's coming this week as well? It asks for you to be brave. Is what I'm getting. Do not what's the word? Repress. Do not repress the feelings. As raw, as painful they might be, you have to process them. Okay, deck number 3. It's a beautiful horse spirit coming in with the message that freedom is yours. But because I flipped it in the reverse, I feel that the message that is trying to come through for you, deck number 3, is that it is in your hands to hold down too tightly on the pain, and feel completely overwhelmed by what's going on around you, and lose hope in anything and everything, or to be able to work with it and find a way to see things in a way that not paint your world in all the dark colors, even though it might be really hard for you at this moment. But the card says that freedom is yours. And I feel like that's the freedom of choosing how to react to what's going on in your life. But I feel it's like on a bigger scale. It's not just personal things. It's more of national things and worldly things that are weighing you down. That's why I feel the spirit wants to tell you take some time out. But it's, again, it's up to you to choose and take a break, for example, from watching news every day, and being, walking barefoot in the nature. uh, or you can just, wake up, have your coffee, and turn on first thing in the morning to, take your phone and open it up and read. And that's the freedom. That's the freedom of choice. How you take in charge of your life, what you're letting in, and what actions you take to nurture yourself. Um, there's there is that energy of motion for me, like the running away. The horse often represents the freedom because they can run so fast and free, and she's running in that little fairy in the middle of the card. um, what else? It's almost like when I tune into these cards, it's almost like I feel the barrier that surrounds you, and there's just this desire to break it and break through it, if that makes sense. I don't know if you feel like you're tied down by things, by your life situations and circumstances, but it's just desire to be in a different environment, a different place with a different circumstances. And that's why I feel like you that's why how to say it, there's just that desire to be in a different environment, and maybe that's what brings you down. But again, taking more time for yourself this week would be helpful, and connecting with nature would be really helpful, in doing social media detox. Whew. Deck number 3. I'm gonna close the reading right now. I am thankful that you're able to tune in and listen to this messages. I hope they were helpful. I'm sending you lots of love, lots of support, and please remember to show yourself that grace and that love when you're going through hard things. Okay, don't be too hard on yourself. All right, talk next week.